Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we'll be doing another video carrying on the this week of covering the Japanese light cruisers. This time we're taking a look at the tier 7 Japanese light cruiser, the SHIMONTO. Okay, the SHIMONTO. So yeah, pretty nice little cruiser here. Nothing spectacular, but I mean she has the potential to do great things. All right. Like most of these light cruisers, really. I don't think they're bad. I don't mind them at all. So, anyway, let's go and take a look at her now and all the stuff that she is about. So, upgrades in loadout. We've got aiming systems. We've got propulsion. We have concealment. And we have the torpedo launchers mod 3. Now, I guess from what Wargaming said, that these are basically like torpedo kind of like stealthy focused cruisers. I don't think you're supposed to be building into the main guns as much, but either way, whatever. But that's why I decided, though, to put the torpedo launchers mod on, because this is one of those cruisers that, or at least one of the Japanese light cruisers that starts to, have the ability to zone with its torpedoes. You can send a lot of them out there. So I do like to have as much reload as possible on these torpedoes. So pretty important. Anyway. Moving on to the loadout, we have high explosive shells, we have armor-piercing shells, and we have torpedoes. We have some standard damage control parties, nothing special there. 3 sonars. Each one of these sonars are actually pretty good. 4.3 kilometer range for the torpedo detectability and the ship detectability. So the sonar is not half bad. But you're not probably going to be using this sonar a whole lot because you're going to be sitting pretty far back when you're in the SHIMONTO, okay? This is not one of those cruisers that you want to be getting close to anything with, right? So I don't know if, the sonar is that useful, really. It's still nice to have. I mean, obviously you can use it to spot incoming torpedoes, but when will torpedoes ever really be coming your way? It's pretty, slim. You're going to be spending a lot of time towards the back or the back end of the map. I mean, maybe if you're pushing a cap, rarely, or if your side is clear and you're moving up, this is when this might be a helpful thing to have. But other than that, yeah. Anyway, moving on to the catapult fighter here, and you can also swap this out if you want to for a defensive AA. I keep on the catapult fighter, but if I'm like, for example, if I'm in a division with somebody who's running a tier 7 carrier, I might throw this on. Just because it's a guaranteed carrier game. Because this thing's only available, or only viable if it's a carrier match, obviously. But keeping the catapult fighter on is a lot more important, I think, if you're running around solo, not predicting carrier games, because not every game is going to be a carrier game. So this is just a better thing to run, just in case it isn't a carrier match, right? Anyway, we do have a couple repair parties as well. They're nothing crazy. They're just your standard heals, okay? For the Marine Day, we're running the Marine Day 21 flag. So there's that. It's a nice looking Japanese flag. And we're running the standard type camouflage that you can use with paint. And it looks pretty good, pretty nice, pretty sleek. Nothing crazy, just a solid, nice looking gray camouflage, okay? Moving on to the specs, this ship does come with 44,500 hit points and a 13% torpedo damage reduction. The artillery, this ship comes with 15 150mm 6-inch guns. The firing range on my build currently is 17.2 kilometers. My reload is 14 seconds. My 180-degree turn time on these turrets is crazy. Absolutely nuts. 6-second 180-degree turn time, okay? It's berserk. Just to put it in perspective, this cruiser right here has about the same 180-degree turn time as the Fletcher does. And the Fletcher is an American destroyer. And you all know how fast the American destroyers' turrets turn. Yeah, it has about the same turret traverse as, like, these American ships. The American destroyer turrets. So it's pretty amazing. You can get these guns on target really nicely. And you have also a decent fire chance as well. 14%. And obviously 2,900 maximum HE shell damage and 3,100 maximum AP shell damage. But what this ship really does well is, when you catch a push or something like that, if you're, sort of... a little far back, and you can just send out some, you know, absolute walls of high explosive at your enemies. And on top of that, you can send torpedoes downrange as well. The only downside, though, is the super long reload. That's the major downside. But other than that, it's a pretty solid cruiser all around. In very specific scenarios, like I said, where you can catch a push, you can really dish out a lot of hatred downrange and you know, do lots of damage. And in the gameplay portion, you guys will see plenty of that, I assure you. But nonetheless, moving on to the torpedoes themselves now. This ship does come with torpedoes. You have 6 per side, so 12 in total. The reload currently on my build is 89 seconds. Now this could vary once I get the commander, this guy right here, Matsuji Ijuin, whatever you want to call him. We'll just call him Matt. Once we get Matt here, we should be able to have a lot more torpedo capabilities, right? That's what this guy kind of is for. He's a cruiser torpedo captain, so once we get him, the build obviously might be subject to change. But for now, this is our build. So the 180-degree turn time on those torpedo or those torpedo launchers is 6 seconds. The maximum damage for these torpedoes is very high, 20,000, almost 21,000. So very high, very hard-hitting torpedoes. They hit like trucks, okay? 1.7 kilometer detection of those torpedoes by sea. So people will see those torpedoes coming at 1.7 kilometers. The torpedo range currently on my build is 14 kilometers, which is absurd. Yeah, these are zoning torpedoes. That's for sure. And the torpedo speed is 57 knots, which is really slow for a torpedo. Like, I think the USS Black, the Black has around the same torpedo speed as that. Where is the Black? Here she is. My Black, for example, has, yeah, the same exact torpedo speed, 47 knots. So you have sea mines, which is something, that's for sure. It's definitely something. Oh, sorry, 57 knots. Okay, so you get 10-knot quicker torpedoes. Never mind. Okay, 47 for the Black torpedoes. This ship gets about, yeah, 57 knots. So a 10-knot difference. They're still, though, pretty slow. Most Japanese destroyers have, you know, or Japanese torpedoes in general, most of them go from 66 to like 80 knots, okay? Like Akatsuki even, a ship that's not even supposed to torpedo. It's supposed to be a gunboat. This even has faster torpedoes. 67 knots with 20,000, the same damage. I mean, so, yeah. But then again, it might be because of the commander I'm running, or am I crazy? No, that's just how it is. I don't have any perks on that increase my torpedo damage. So that's just how it is. All right. Very interesting. But anyways, that's the torpedoes. Moving on to the AA. Now, this right here, the SHIMONTO's AA, is pretty nasty, especially if you build into it. But even if you don't, it's still pretty decent. You have around 300 average damage per second on the AA. Just to put that in perspective, most planes have about 18 to 2,000 HP. 1,800 to 2,000 HP, so you got to think, you know, 300 average damage per second, you could probably down a plane in, like, I don't know, 5-6 seconds. So you're putting out 300 bits of damage every second. So you got to, yeah, that's a lot of AA damage. And that's obviously if the carrier gets all those planes within range. Now, each one of these, 25 millimeters, you have a bunch of single barreled 25 millimeter guns, 3.1 kilometer range. You've got a bunch of triple barreled 25 millimeter guns that have also the same range, 3.1 kilometers. You have a shitload of, you have shitload of those 25 millimeters. You got 25 millimeters absolutely everywhere on this ship. You also do have some 100 millimeter guns as well, some 4-inch guns that do act as AA guns as well. Those are your secondaries. 5 kilometer range with about an 80 average damage per second. Just so you know, also the 25 mils, also around the same general damage, a little more actually, 100 damage. So, and the 150 millimeter guns themselves, all of your 6-inch guns, they also produce flat clouds. You don't obviously see your guns shooting at the planes, but they do count as AA. The 150s count as AA as well, and they have a 6-kilometer range. So overall, man, the Shimonto is just absolutely littered with AA. And remember, your main guns right there, those count as AA too. Your main batteries act as AA guns as well. If you zoom in, you guys can just see how many guns this thing is just littered with. So lots of AA. Carriers really have to be careful with this against this ship here. Moving on to the maneuverability. 34.5 knot speed, 830 meter turning circle, not the greatest there. And 8.1 second rudder, not the greatest. But, you know, you're going to be staying far back anyway. It doesn't matter as much. And finally, in the specs tab, the concealment. 10-kilometer detectability range by sea, 6.3 by air, 2 guaranteed with a 5.8-kilometer detection while firing in smoke screens. And now the armor. 25 millimeters, plastered everywhere. So most, if not all battleships, pretty much will be able to overmatch you, okay, and punch straight through that armor. So anything with 15-inch guns or bigger will be able to go through your armor. Vanguards, Bismarcks, stuff like that. Iowas, obviously, anything with 380 millimeter guns or higher will be able to overmatch you. Excuse me. But anyway, taking away all that 25 millimeter armor, here's the Citadel. The Citadel is pretty damn big, so you will get Citadeled if you are not careful. Okay, you really have to keep your head on a swivel, just like all Japanese cruisers. Okay, especially these things have big Citadels, so keep your head on a swivel. You know, don't be giving up too much broadside if you can help it, and even if you do, just try not to get hit. Right? Anyway, the overview: big yield, full circle, nimble aim. I'd say all those are pretty true. Yep. The Shimonto, the development of the Megami-class cruisers into anti-aircraft defense cruisers, which implied mounting dual-purpose 5.9-inch 150mm guns created in 1944 as the main armament. The mounting of these 3.9-inch 100mm guns, same exact guns that are also found on the Akazuki, would make it possible to turn these ships into effective weapon against American deck and ground-based invasion. The year of design was 1944, so this ship was never a thing. It wasn't actually put into service or anything, but it's basically based off of Mogami, but with a bunch of these different styled 152mm or 150mm guns. Like, for example, we have another one of these cruisers kind of like that, the Suzuya. I went right past it. The Suzuya, same sort of thing, except the Suzuya has smaller turrets, and these turrets don't act as AA guns. They are 155 millimeters, 155 millimeter guns, when the Shimonto has 150s. So they're a little bit bigger. And I think the Suzuya overall is a much better high explosive spammer. She gets like 8-second reload compared to the Shimonto's 14, 15-second reload. Yeah, it's a big difference. So Suzuya, I think, overall is a better cruiser than the Shimonto. But, I mean, you can still, though, have good games in the Shimonto. Don't let that fool you, okay? Obviously, you can have good games in any ship. It's not a bad ship at all. I think it's pretty dangerous in the right hands. But anyways, the commander we're running is Haguro. Once again, we're running Duvernay as an inspiration. We're running Genichi Mikawa also as an inspiration. We're running Beyond Range, Igniter, Hellfire, Fixated, and Refill Station. She's a legendary 3 rank 16 captain. And one thing I want to mention is I do not have Azulena Tago. So I'm going to save you all the hassle. All the keyboard warriors out there. Dr. Ghost, put on Azulena Tago. No, I don't have her. So I can't put her on, okay? Anyway, I'll bring you guys over to the gameplay portion of today's video. Keep in mind, it is off one of my live streams. So there will be some, some minor swearing potentially and stuff like that. So just, you know, you've been warned. Anyway, enjoy the gameplay, everybody. Musashi shot at me. I'm dead. And watch, he's going to dev strike me. Calling it. Calling it. Nope, he overpens me. Hey, I'm getting some luck this fucking game. Where's this luck when, you know, I actually need it? Every shatter in the universe. "15-second reload on a 6-inch gun is fucking crazy. Ooh, I hit him with a torpedo. You having fun, Musashi? Because I know I'm having fun at the expense of your fun pushing in. What do you want me to do? Fucking look at the Musashi? Fuck. I've been kiting, man. I'm kiting like a kiter. I don't want to be getting shot at by that Musashi. Ooh-wee, man. Alright, now I can get some shots on that moo-moo. That big Musashi. But he's unspotted again, so... I'm gonna shoot the fucking... Salem! Peekaboo, I see you! Oh, there's a fire. There's another fire. Is the RNG catching up? Is it catching up? Let's go. Am I gonna hit that dude with another torp? Please let me hit him with another torp. Please, God, let me hit him with another torp. Make me happy. Oh, there's one. And that's a fire, and that's a flood. That man is fucked. You have the flu, NASA man. Well, man, I hope you feel better. The flu is a pain in the ass. Ooh, it's a Suzy. There's a defense ribbon, but not like it means a lot. Hey, thank you, NASA man. I appreciate that. Ricochet, 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 dink, 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 dink. I hit him with a... Did he deliberately turn into that torpedo? Did he like, just like, yeah, fuck it, boys, we're dead anyway, let's just fucking kill ourselves. I think we just caught that man fucking committing seppuku in fucking 1080p. Bro was like, I just give up with life. He just signed his unconditional fucking surrender by death right there. Well, this is the best game I've had in the SHIMONTO. I fucking turned into something. Like, at the beginning of the game, it was not fun. But I guess we pulled back a little bit in the end in terms of damage. Oh, I hit him with a torpedo too? Oh my god, we're about to break 200k again. Let's go! Let's fucking go! Can we get some W's in chat for the SHIMONTO? She seems to have redeemed herself in the end. Let's fucking go. The juice boxes, there it is. Yeah, I needed to get a good game for a SHIMONTO video, so hey, this is pretty good. The beginning of the game though was not very good, so I'll probably edit that out. We won't talk about that. I think we'll like have it pick off where things started popping off. Let's fucking go, baby. And that's a dead repub if I ever saw it. That's a lot of shit. Let's go. That's two back-to-back 220,000 damage games. That's wild, man. But I will take that game. In the very beginning of the game, I was like, yeah, this fucking ship, nope, fucking hate it. And then go on 10, 15 minutes later to get a 223k game. Witherer, high caliber, devastating strike. And we got a bunch of torpedo hits with 3,800 base XP. Yeah, this ship is one of those ships that's like really good when everybody is like pushing in. Like if you can catch a flank that's all just charging in and you can stay back and burn them down and dish out torpedoes. Yeah, this is what this ship does. But then again, that is what every Japanese, cruiser does really well. They all have long-range torpedoes, good fire chance, and yeah, I still would have liked to have been in a Suzuya that game. Suzuya can put out shells more, but still, great game nonetheless. ARP Harugo, or Haguro is what we're running. And we just leveled up in the campaign. And we got a bunch of rewards. bunch of stuff. But yeah, not a bad game. Definitely a YouTube video, yeah, definitely. So here's my Commander Haguro that I got from Simpin. Simpin, like, yeah. Simpin sent me a $20 gift card a long time ago. Just for the shits and giggles. Because he wanted me to get this Commander. So I guess this Commander is hella fucking worth it. So, but anyways, that's the video for the SHIMONTO. If y'all did enjoy, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And yeah. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out. Stay healthy. As always.